The October yearling sales concluded today with the final two books of the week, which, having started with a new Book 3 record on the opening day, finished with a strong day of trade to bring the curtain down on another successful year for Tattersalls. There were joint top lots on the final day of 38,000 guineas, the first being lot 1626, a filly by Zebedee from the family of German champion Tiger Hill, who sold to trainer Paul Darcy. The filly is by the same sire as another flag bearer for the yard in Spring Loaded, who won 4 races on the bounce for the team at the start of this year. Lot 1642, a colt by Cheveley Park's first crop sire Lethal Force, also topped the session when being knocked down to Emma Armstrong of Highfield Farm. Having had plenty of success with speedy bred types in the past, including July Cup winner Mason, the Armstrongs were drawn to the fast pedigree, with the Usk Valley stud Offering also being out of an Ifraj mare who won 4 races over 6 furlongs and is a half-sister to this weekend's champion sprint runner the Tin Man and former winner of the race Deacon Blues. In addition to domestic buyers, the Tattersalls October yearling sales is always well supported internationally, and this year was no exception, with one particular Hong Kong-based investor, Sun Bloodstock, adding to an already vast global client base.
Sunstud's owned by a Hong Kong company called Sun International Resources, a publicly listed company on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, and they're looking to breed and race horses internationally, and they put a very good foundation in place, and they're starting to bear fruit now. Tattersalls have got a great reputation of selling champion horses over the years, and so we're really pleased to be part of that. I think it's been pretty solid across the board. Certainly Book 1 top end was very, very strong. I think off the top there's probably reasonable buying, and that's where we chose to go. And I think Book 2's been particularly strong given the horses.
Regular buyers such as Mark Richards of the Hong Kong Jockey Club also found the market as strong as ever.
I would expect to be busier in Book 2. This year it just turns out that we were busier in Book 1. We've only bought 2 out of Book 2, which is normally the other way around. But I'm happy with what I've got. You just don't make allowances. You only buy what you want. I was very, very happy with what we've got.
The sale was in large part characterised by strong investment from the Maktoum family, including Sheikh Hamdan, whose bloodstock advisor Angus Gold signed for 58 lots during Book 1 and 2, where he found the market particularly competitive.
Unbelievably strong. I mean, obviously we're mostly sort of towards the top end of it, and it's been very strong. I know it's been tough down the middle and lower tiers at times. At the top end, it's certainly strong enough.
This year's sale saw a new format which allowed horses from all 4 sales to be viewed all week, a policy which met favour from both buyers and vendors alike.
It's so much easier because all the horses are on the grounds and it's much more workable, whereas before horses were not here and you got to the last day and you hadn't seen them all and you were not organised, and when you're not organised you can't speak to people and tell them about horses, and then you haven't really seen them as well as you'd like to, and you don't bid as strongly as you would.
We've been able to get all the horses in. Everybody seems to have had enough time to look at them, and no one seemed as rushed as they did last year. We as consigners have felt that people have had enough time to look at everything and felt it's been very fair actually, so very happy.
It was a notable sale for Howson and Holdsworth bloodstock, who signed for a Dubawi colt for 500,000 guineas amongst 3 purchases during Book 1, before investing in a further 5 lots during Book 2.
Book 2 is, there's always a really strong catalogue for, and physically as well. There's always a good bunch of horses that we always try and sell a couple in Book 3 as well, to try and make them stand out as well. So no, it's pretty good, very strong.
In addition to the Maktoum family, trainer Roger Varian was one of the most active buyers during Book 1, signing for a total of 13 lots for just over 4.5 million guineas, and he was impressed with the stock across the board at this year's sale.
Been some lovely horses, yeah. Obviously in Book 1, a lot of pedigrees are as good as you can find in any sale around the world. So there's lovely stock last week and plenty of choice this week, and some nice colts and fillies this week. We've got to train them and look at them over the next year or two, and you want to be happy with what you're buying, whatever price that may be. So no, I've been happy so far.
After another year which saw records broken across the board, marketing director Jimmy George assessed the sales performance.
Overall, we're very pleased with how the last 2 weeks have gone. Books 1 to 3 have achieved record total turnover for the 5th year in a row, which is a pretty extraordinary feat. Even more impressive was this year we catalogued 290 less yearlings than this time last year. So to surpass that record total of last year with significantly fewer yearlings to offer is a tribute to the strength and depth to the market we've seen throughout, from the beginning of book 1 to the end of the October yearling sale. So yeah, overall we're very, very pleased. I think the key feature was the very, very strong trade at the top end of the market. Book 1 produced an extraordinary 44 yearlings selling for 500,000 guineas or more, which is unprecedented. And I think that just tells you everything. It demonstrates the quality and the sustained demand from the leading owners from throughout the world. The combined average for books 1 to 3 was a fraction over 100,000 guineas for the first time ever, and again it just demonstrates the extraordinary strength of the trade from start to finish.